Hey guys, welcome to Taste This TV. I'm Chef Joe Simnera. I get a lot of questions on people asking me how do they go about getting their own TV cooking show. And sometimes it's easier said than done. There are some quick and easy advice that I can give you to be on the road, to start sharing your incredible food and recipes to the world. But unless you approach it like a business, it could surely die out quicker than you think. Now, let's get started with what you need for a TV cooking show before we get into the basis of anything else. The business side is the most important side. For instance, to actually grow a channel on, let's take the most popular platform, YouTube, which is recommended because you can archive your videos, you can monetize the channel, you can do a whole bunch of good stuff. Before you can even dip your toe into the popular pool of YouTube, you have to have a couple of thousand subscribers. You also have to have 4,000 hours of watch time. So that's even before you can monetize your channel. And when you do finally monetize it, chances are it will go a little slower than you think in building up revenue. So if you're looking for this to replace your day job, you should know that it's going to take a lot of time, it's going to take a lot of effort, and it's going to take some talent to pull this off. Now, you can also work with brands. You can be an influencer. You can promote brands. You could use food brands. They pay you to advertise and endorse their products on your channel. And that's always a great thing, too. But you have to think like a business person. And not only do you have to have creative content for your show, right? You need to concentrate on how to, really promote good cooking. But you also have to figure out how you're going to make it a viable business so that you can leave your day job at some point. So to get started with a TV cooking show, you have to be somewhat very, very personable on camera. People have to love you. And if they don't see the love of the actual product coming through the camera, it's definitely not going to work out. So one thing you have to keep in mind is you have to be passionate about everything that you're doing on camera. That's number one. Number two, you have to be a little bit different from what everybody else is doing, right? Take a look at YouTube. They got some great cooking channels. Some of them are just unbelievable with the amount of effort that they put into those videos. This will just show you some of the competition you're up to. But you could maybe come up with something that's totally unique and blow everybody out of the water. You can, and maybe you'll make it into those Google algorithms that are onto the side there and launch your channel literally overnight. But it might not happen. And if it does not happen, you need to prepare to grow it. You need to be prepared to be very consistent by uploading at least 1 or 2, I recommend 3 different videos a week, and keep them consistent on when you're rolling them out. So if you're rolling out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, be very consistent and let your subscribers know that they can expect another video at that point in time. I also do a lot of consulting. I don't think there's anybody in the world that's produced more cooking shows than I have over the last 25 years. So if you're ever looking for some consultation, you can email Michelle at joe@joeseminara.com, and she'll put you on the track to have a phone call with me, and we'll see if there's a good fit. I only take on a certain kind of client. So if you think that you want some help putting this together, I can definitely help you. If not, take a look at this video, keep watching, like and subscribe. I'm sure it's going to be helpful to you as well. So you have a cooking show, you have a cooking channel, you have a cooking idea. Next thing you need is some kind of a background set. You need somewhere, years ago I would tell you that to be on PBS, your kitchen had to be spotless, it had to be worth something, it had to be very modern. Now, with the birth of YouTube and everything else, I'll tell you that you could be cooking in a trailer home and it be messy as all hell, and that might be a successful YouTube channel. So it really doesn't matter what your background is, just let it be consistent with what it is you're cooking, right? So in other words, let's say you start cooking in a barn, but you're cooking Italian food. That might not go hand in hand, but if you're cooking some southern delicious cuisine or something like that, and it's in a country setting and you're doing an outdoor stay, that might be a great set for your cooking show. So, keep in mind there's also incredible sets that you can build for little or no money, especially if you go to IKEA. That's probably going to be the cheapest game in town, where you could put together a full brand new kitchen, bells and whistles, besides the appliances, for about $500. So whatever you do, make it creative. And definitely showcase something that's going to showcase your talents in cooking and let the world know just how passionate you are about what it is you do. So you have your set. Now, what do you do as far as cameras? I'm telling you that the footage on an iPhone 11 is absolutely incredible. So if you're going to invest in anything, invest in a cell phone because they're easy. You can take them with you. They're lightweight. You're not going to have any problem. You can put them in your pocket. You can go on location somewhere in Italy, start filming, and the footage looks just fantastic. So I would invest in that. The sound is also very good with the camera. However, there are external wireless mics that you can buy that are compatible to the iPhone 11. There's also a boom. You could have separate audio using a Zoom or some kind of an external recorder, and you can have a boom set up just right over your head where it's out of the camera. So in other words, this would be out of the frame. This would be in the frame if it's a boom. And you need probably some, good cooking tips. I mean, you have to be unique with what you're doing. You have to really be different to be out there. My shtick with cooking was always open up the refrigerator, what you have, throw it on the table and cook. That philosophy, there are no rules in cooking, landed me on major networks. And at one time, I was the second largest PBS cooking show in the whole United States for 2 years in a row. That was always my style. And it was not something that I had to make up. That's just how I cook. So I basically took my personality and what I do on a regular basis and I put it in front of the camera. And thank God it went well for me all these years. But you have to find what it is that's going to define you and not change you. And you have to be very consistent. So remember those three things that I just talked about, because the 114th episode has to be just like the first one, or it has to be better. So you can't go backwards. And if people fall in love with your attitude, they fall in love with who you are, they're going to expect to see that person time and time again. I've been lucky enough to have fans after 25 years of doing this. When they picked up my channel for the very first time, show 101. And, they've been faithful viewers ever since, and I'm very grateful for that. And I hope that you get lucky and you're able to change people's lives through cooking and food and knowledge, and make everyone's life easier, better, and more healthier. We're always pushing that food with non-GMOs and everything else. But to get back to the cooking show stuff, I think that's what you're going to need right now. Send me any comment you want below. I'm pretty good at answering anything. If you have any questions about it, just leave a comment there. I wish you the best of luck, and I hope you get started on this cooking show venture.